Hey everybody, welcome to Linux Cast. I'm your host, Matt.
I'm Nate.
And I'm Drew.
So Nate froze there for a second. I was like, he lost his internet or something like that. And then he said it right on time, so it's good. All right, so I'm going to be very paranoid about technical difficulties for a while. But anyways, welcome to the Linux Cast. This is the last episode of 2025, the last episode of season 9. Next year we'll be in season 10, which will feel a little weird, and we have some pretty good plans for next year. We'll have some more guests, have all this stuff. We'll maybe talk more a little bit about that at the end of the show. But today is the second annual TUXIE Awards. We did this last year. It was slightly after, I believe, Drew joined us. No? You weren't here last?
6 months. I'd been there 6 months before we did the TUXIE
Okay,
Awards.
so he's been here. You gotta remember, me and time. You can't trust it. Anyways, so last year, Drew was here. Nate, you weren't here last year, though, right? Yet?
No.
Okay. So we have
It was you three and Tyler.
Yeah. So welcome to the TUXIE Awards. He's got his cowboy hat. We got somebody with a. We have to check it and make sure. Clip on or actual bow tie, Drew?
This is a actual bow tie.
Okay, so can we just admit that I'm highly jealous that he knows how to tie a bow tie? I've never successfully done it. Always had to have a clip on. So it's just the hands, man, that are just too big. I can't do the tiny knots. All right. Anyways, welcome to the TUXIE Awards. We have all compiled our own awards. It'll be interesting to see. I think last year we had a couple that were overlaps. You may be able to correct me on that, Drew. That we had didn't have any.
I don't recall. Yeah, I don't recall.
This year I would be surprised if we did, because mine are all over the place. It's a little weird. So what we're gonna do, we have no mini topic. We're just gonna jump in. We'll go around. We'll each do a award. You can do whatever one you want, and we'll go through until we're all done. So Drew, your first award of 2025.
Award number 1, the Swear This Worked Yesterday award, goes to Manjaro. Sorry, not sorry.
Oh, they could win that award every year.
I think so. Yeah, I'm not. I was just going to put this for next year already. So
you just recycle the document after duplicating it. That's the top line. Awesome. Has anybody actually used Manjaro this year?
I didn't think. See, the thing is, I was like, am I going to offend anybody? No, probably not. I don't know anybody on Manjaro. If you're in the chat and you're on Manjaro, sorry, not sorry.
Just quick poll. Anybody actually using Manjaro? is that still a thing that people do? All right, Nate, your first award of the year.
Mine is the new thing of the year, and it just barely beat it in. That's the Cosmic Desktop.
Oh.
How did I know that was going to lead off Nate's awards?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it had to be done. All right, had to be done.
So we can't have that here without you telling us how's it going. Like, is it everything you expected it to be? Was it worth the wait? Are there show-stopping bugs that you've had to run back to GNOME for, or what's going on?
Well, I can give you 2 more awards that's going with the same one.
Well, we'll save those for later, but we still would like to know.
Okay. I mean, it's pretty much everything I thought it would be, just because I was using the beta already. But there's still a few bugs that needs to be worked out. But other than that, it's pretty solid. I promised once it went 1.0 that I would try it. And I still have that plan, but installing it on NixOS is at least I haven't asked anybody yet. I've went and looked at the documentation like a good boy, and the documentation is old. So I'm not sure if the documentation that was there prior to it being released is actually going to work now that it's at 1.0. I don't know if it's in the stable branch now or not. I can't tell. So eventually I'll get into NixOS and I'll give it a good shot. But maybe I'll have to wait till 1.2. DW says it's dead simple. So if DW says it, I'm screwed. Probably can't do it then. Sorry, guys. All right. So my first award, and I'm going to start off with a big one, is YouTuber of the Year. So, yeah, I think last year I chose Bread on Penguin as the YouTuber of the Year. This year,
you did, actually. I remember that one.
Yeah. This year I'm choosing Tony BTW. If you watch his stuff, I'm a little peeved that he has a really weird naming convention for his titles. Like, is the 2026, like a year and a half before 2026 was here. But if you can look past that, his content is amazing. Like I watched the entire 3 hours of him installing Linux from scratch, which is just like, you'd think it'd be like watching paint dry, because he was just copying pasting things like over, but it was utterly fascinating. Now I have a thing for installing Linux, but all of his stuff is very, very good, very well explained. So for me, YouTuber of the year, Tony BTW, friend of the show. We could say that because he was actually on. So yeah, that was my first one. Drew, your second one.
By the way, I did on the first award when I say I swear this worked yesterday. There was a joke that went with it that I decided that I wasn't going to use. It was kind of like the Foxworthy joke. You might be a Linux nerd if the most accurate bug report you give is, I didn't change anything. Anyway, so the award number 2 goes to the new project that solves a problem nobody asked for award. And that goes to every Rust-based rewrite announced this year.
I thought you were going to go with the whole Mozilla AI thing that was announced today.
Holy.
We'll have to talk about that in the new year once we have some more clarity on what it actually means. But GNU core utils in Rust. So Rust core utils. I think that wins the award for that. Because why? As someone who's actually coding in a lot of Rust, I suppose I probably shouldn't throw stones, but still. All right, Nate, your next one.
I'm going to throw in 2. The biggest surprise of the year and the biggest struggle of the year. That's the Cosmic Desktop.
Okay, I'm going to throw a fit if every single one of his is for the Cosmic Desktop. I swear to God, I will drive to Oklahoma and punch a cow.
Way too funny, though. That's way too funny.
So explain to us why, Nate.
Easy. The biggest surprise of the years with the Cosmic Desktop was actually finished in time before 2026, which kind of kills my prediction. The biggest struggle of the time was waiting until it would get out and people would leave me alone, saying, when is Cosmic going to come out? Well, now it's out.
As if Nate is like the origin of Cosmic Desktop.
Exactly. I'm not the developer. I don't know.
That's okay. I treat D-Dubs exactly the same way. I think I messaged him 5 or 6 times. Hey, when's NixOS Stable going to come out? So yeah, I can't say anything about that. But I think it's because you are. I mean, you have a hat that says Papa West, by the way. You have to be the guy. So stop messaging Nate with your Papa West questions. He doesn't know anything. That's what he says. I mean. All right. My next one is surprise of the year, actually. Same as that. There's our first double title. And mine is actually just a kind of a personal surprise of the year, because if anybody had on their 2025 bingo, Matt ditches Vim for Emacs, I'd be very surprised, because it surprised me. Now, I did it on a bet. I didn't plan on doing it, but the real surprise is that I've stuck with it. Even on the stream yesterday, I was using Emacs. I have Vim installed just because it's default, but I don't have NeoVim installed anymore. I uninstalled it. It's like it's gone off my system. So for me, the biggest personal surprise of the year is that I'm now an Emacs user. It feels dirty to say, by the way. It's just like, it still feels like I'm cheating on NeoVim, and that's a sad thing.
You are, but it's okay.
It's not even emotional infidelity, because my heart's still with NeoVim, but I'm with Emacs now. Yeah, so there's that. Drew, your next one.
The Why Is This Still Hard award goes to Bluetooth. I mean, I don't know how many times I've tried to get my earbuds in, and it just for whatever reason, I just can't get it to work correctly. It's been a while.
Okay, so I'm going to ask a possibly offensive question. Do you think that it's possible that it's because you're using Debian?
No, because it's impossible anywhere else too.
Okay. Well, I don't
including Windows and Mac OS.
I'm the old guy who just prefers chords, so I didn't expect, so I don't use Bluetooth on Linux ever. So maybe I'm just out of date. Sorry. Okay. I said it was offensive. Before we move on to you, Nate, I should call out Unwalled Garden. Thank you for the super chat. He says, a very classy Drew, which when he showed up, it did make Nate and I both feel a little bit like schmucks, because we didn't have ties. I mean, it's just...
I do, but I wasn't going that far.
You may win with the cowboy hat. I'm just saying. I don't even have.
No, he does. I think that's a foregone conclusion.
Like I have a hat here, but it's just the same old hat. It'd be pretty lame to have it on. So. Okay. Anyways, thank you for the super chat on Will Garden. We appreciate that. Okay, so Nate, your next one, please.
Mine is the Linux news of the year. And for me, it was the fact that they are still working on the Snapdragon chips and trying to get them to work. If Linux can get on ARM, I think that will be a very good thing.
Yeah, if we can get actual hardware, I think that's the software is actually being pretty well developed for various reasons, I think. But if they can get some actual, like if you can go to like Best Buy and buy one of those things, that'd be pretty sweet. And Pop! OS or System 76, I just like you to know that just because you have a 128 core Ampere PC doesn't mean anybody can afford to buy it. The thing is really fucking expensive. I mean, like really. Like I might have to sell both of my kidneys and a leg in order to buy it. Okay. So my next one is so I'm going to cheat a little bit because this one has an honorable mention. So the app of the year for me personally, I don't know how long it's been around, so it's not new to everybody, but for new to me, is an app on Android. It is open source. It's called QuillPad. It is an awesome note-taking application. You guys know me. I don't stick with note-taking applications worth a damn. I switch like crazy. I've stuck with QuillPad for almost 6 months. It's very, very, very good. It's basically Google Keep, but open source, and you can sync it to a folder on your phone, which means you can use SyncThing, which is my runner-up for the year, for this award. Just the ability to use whatever app I want and just put it in a folder, and then it syncs to my computer, which there I can use whatever app I want. I can use Emacs to edit my notes and stuff if I want to, or I could use Obsidian if I want to go back. It's just so good. This note-taking thing that I've had going on for the last few months has been, it's been the best note-taking experience I've had maybe ever. And it's just so good. And because all the pieces are modular, I could, if I got sick of something, I could easily do that.
So I thought you were using your field notes. Are you using in combination? What's the percentage between digital and handwritten notes?
It's probably 50-50. So the thing is, like, my phone goes with me everywhere. The field notes, as I joked about in the video I made about it, do I look like I go out in the field? I mean, I'm just not a field guy. So the field notes and the notebooks and stuff, they stay here at my desk. So when I'm at the desk, usually I'll write it down in the notebook. If I'm out and about or, out of the room or whatever, I'll put it in QuillPad. And one thing I've started to do now that my handwriting is finally starting to get, I'm never going to say that it's good. It's not good. But it's legible at least. I've started taking pictures of them and digitizing them. That way I have them backed up. What I'm looking for next is an OCR, is an application that is open source that does OCR and can actually, read my handwriting. I think that's probably an impossible task, but it'd be really cool if I could actually digitize these and search through them if I needed to. That'd be sweet. Because I have like all these little, I don't know if you guys can actually see this, but I have some like tabs in here. Those are all pages upon pages of like video ideas and stuff like that. And every field notes that I have, is kind of similar. I have those kind of things. So it'd be cool if I could easily digitize those without having to type them in, because right now I'm not doing that. So yeah, it's about 50-50. Drew, your next one.
The next one is the I'll Just Script That Shit award. And that goes to every single person here in the chat and in our community, because we are all big enough nerds that writing the script that takes 3 hours and saves you 12 seconds is a good use of your stinking time.
That always reminds me of a conversation I had with somebody. I don't even remember who, but I spent like 4 hours to save 3 seconds on my startup time. It was just the stupidest thing ever, but it was fun. Like I had a hell of a lot of fun. So you guys, and just shout out to Drew for giving everybody an award. That was pretty nice. Nate, your next one.
So I actually have a YouTuber of the Year award too. That's going to go to Linus Tech Tips. I'm sorry, he literally had Linus Torvalds actually do a video.
Yeah, and it was good too.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, he wins hands down.
Sorry, I can't. I'm very anti LTT, to be honest with you.
I am too, but when you have the man that actually created Linux, you kind of win. So sorry.
All right, I suppose, grudgingly. It's like a grudging award. All right. Okay, so it's my turn. Sorry. I lost my train of thought. All right, so I'm going to go with next one is hardware of the year. Now, I'm cheating a little bit because I think I got this last year, but that's okay. And it's the Dactyl Manuform. Surprise, surprise, it's a keyboard. I mean, obviously I was going to pick keyboard as hardware of the year, but I don't have it right now because I broke my first one, but I am suffering without it. Like you know you really like something when you lose it and you miss it. And it's not like you miss it for a few days, but you get used to the thing that you're using. This is a constant, like, I'm pissed off at my keyboard all the time because I'm always mistyping things. I just miss the Dactyl Manuform. So I don't recommend the Dactyl Manuform for everybody. It is $500 easy, depending on what switches and keycaps you use. And that's a ridiculous amount of money for anybody to spend on a keyboard, let alone the fact that I've now bought 2 of them. But if you are a keyboard enthusiast and you are interested in trying a split keyboard, or you've used split keyboards in the past and you know you like them, the Dactyl Manuform is by far the best one. The best part about it is that you can, if you have a 3D printer, make your own. The files are open source, actually. You can go find the 3D print files and just make it yourself. It won't be free, obviously. You still have to buy all the filament and all the electronics and stuff that goes in it. But you could foreseeably make it for much less than the $400 that I paid for it twice by having someone else print it and make it for me. So that's my hardware of the year. Drew, your next one.
The I Don't Use Defaults Award goes to anyone who spent 6 hours ricing, configuring, scripting to personalize your user experience. And the joke that goes with it is you might be a Linux nerd if the first thing you did after install... No, sorry. I squashed that one. You might be a Linux nerd if out of the box is considered an insult.
It is.
It is.
And the first thing I did was rice it.
So you qualify for this award, friends.
Yeah. I have met people, Drew, who like the vanilla experience of both KDE and GNOME. I can't be friends with those people.
It's foolhardy.
We're just mentally and personality wise incompatible, and there's always that part of my brain that says that person's a serial killer. I mean he's gonna murder me with an axe or a toothpick or something. I don't know. I'm screwed. Yeah. Nate,
people in the chat are racking up the awards here as well.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
You could like your panel on the bottom. That would never happen, dude. That's your shtick. War Thunder and his panels on the bottom. Disgusting.
Windows user.
Oh god. That's just mean, Nate.
But sure.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Nate, your next one.
So this one's kind of, how do you say, I guess a little self-promotion. The weirdest thing of the year is me releasing videos.
That's not...
Okay, here's the backstory. I told myself, like, because I used to be a Minecraft YouTuber, and I wasn't getting nowhere, so I told myself, like, 5 years ago, I would never do YouTube again, and now I'm doing YouTube again. So...
But let me ask you this question. Compared to when you were doing Minecraft versus now, do you have more fun doing it now?
Oh, yeah, because I get to take care of stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because I can't, I mean, granted, I've never played Minecraft, so I can't really imagine doing it, but it's never really looked fun to me.
It's fun, but the problem is especially when I was on 4 servers and all of them had video requirements. And so it literally took all the fun out of everything. So that's why I was like, okay, I'm done. We
have someone to ban in the chat. Unwalled Garden says panel on the bottom and the top. I mean, come on, man. So
you're a psychopath and a serial killer.
Yeah.
Got it.
And you're going to steal all my money at the end of it, All right. My next one is Thing of the year, which is the most generic title ever, and this one also has a honorable mention. So, and it's the first one that's not technology related. I'm actually going full on analog. We mentioned it earlier, but these things, field notes, I'm obsessed with the little journals. I now have a lot. I'm well stocked on these things. Yeah, and I'm spreading it around. Like these things are. Oh well, I mean, if we're showing the big ones too, I have the big ones too. I mean, so they're here, but these things are awesome. This one here is not quite as awesome. The ones that are a little bit thicker, mostly because when you they don't really fold flat. But these are way cheaper, so I'll probably continue to get the bigger ones. But the field notes themselves are they're amazing. Like if you just have things to jot down, it's just there's no beating it. Especially if you do. I mean, if you do happen to have one of these crazy pockets on your shirt, you just pop it in there, and if you go out and about more than I do, it'd be even better than just having it at your desk. But I have it here, and every time I need to write something down, I've taken to using this one just to having like a quick thoughts kind of thing, where I just go in there and I just write down some of the things that I'm thinking. I also make lists and stuff as well, but it's just so good. And the thing I use to write down with is, and there's a blogger out there who's also in the Discord and is into Linux and all sorts of stuff. He mentioned fountain pens, and it's his fucking fault.
And now it's your fault.
Yeah. Well, I'm spreading the pain. It's going around. But anyways, fountain pens. Friends, don't buy your first one. Because once you buy one, you can't. Drew's like got a pen from like
a Bic. I don't know what this is.
It would have been funny if it was like this came from the bank, but it
had the chain attached.
That'd have been hilarious.
Papermate. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But anyways, these things they're amazing to write with. They are messy, but once you get around to learning how to use them and stuff, they're really, really good. The problem is like you can't just buy one. You have to buy. I showed these on a stream or something or podcast a couple weeks ago where I have like 2 portfolios full of these damn things. I've tried to keep myself from going too expensive because you can spend a ton of money on fountain pens. Like there's $150 ones, $250, $500, $1,000, $20,000 fountain pens. I'm never buying a $20,000 pen, guys. If you can buy a car with it, I've said that before, but still, it's the absolute truth. But still, I'm a little addicted, just a little bit. I never thought I'd have another addiction outside of keyboards, but here you go. So that's that's my things of the year. Drew, your next one.
The I Switched Platforms and Told You About It Award, also known as the So What If You Switched from GitHub to Codeberg Award, also known as the Who Gives a Shit Drew Award. Everyone who migrated this year, especially anyone who either did a video or wrote a manifesto on this, on doing this, you might be a Linux nerd if you didn't just leave the platform. You announced it, justified it, defended it, and then pinned the post. Yes, self-approved, by the way.
I haven't made my video yet, but it's on the way. Because I did switch to Codeberg this weekend. It's all your fault. I'm blaming you. Well, I mean,
I wish I had the cowboy hat because that would be really cool right now. If I did.
Really, I'm blaming GitHub because or not GitHub, but GitLab. Their front page is like a AI ad now. Like it's just like all about AI, and it was really bugging me. Now I'm not anti-AI like a lot of people are. I like using Claude Code. I think it's really, really good. But I want to make that choice for myself. I don't want it in things like Firefox is going to prove I'm doing.
Sure, he's making his video right now.
Hey, you want what? My platform, bitches. I can do what I want. All right. Nate, your next one.
So I went back through the podcast and I decided to pick the favorite podcast of the year.
Okay.
And that would be the episode of How to Be a Linux Nerd. And in particular, at the very end, when Matt's dog guessed him out of the room.
Oh.
That was pretty fucking funny.
It was funny.
It was great.
I couldn't stop laughing. It was just so bad. It was ridiculous, to be honest with you. Just come on, dog. That was horrible. But yes, we had many comments at the end. Like, I'm always constantly surprised at how many people actually watched to the end. Like this week, we had multiple people comment Did you guys know the lips were out of sync at the end? It was like, damn it, I should have re-rendered. Like, Nate fixed it. I defended you in the comments. Like, Nate fixed it, guys. I was just too lazy to re-render. It was already done by the time he fixed it. So
North Thunder said it was the fart of the year.
If you knew the dog, yeah, you wouldn't be saying that. She's constantly the stinkiest dog ever. Anyway,
I don't know that I could come up with like my favorite pod of the year. That's a tough one. I had to think about that one for a minute or two. That's good.
I like the one that we did with Nick.
That was good. That was good.
I mean, not that the other. I mean, it's gonna make it sound like the other guests were bad, but that's not at all what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's a pro. Yeah.
Nick was very fun. Honestly, all the ones that we had with guests were just fantastic. I don't think there was like a bad one on the whole thing. So I'll just choose those as a group. Okay. So because Nate did a podcast of the year, I also have a podcast of the year, but I didn't choose this podcast. I was looking outward. And it goes with my last one because, guys, all three of us are nerds, right? I mean, various levels of nerds of some kind. No, don't gasp. It's a compliment. But we're not the biggest nerds ever, because there is a 10-year long running podcast on pens. And you've never heard nerds like pen nerds. I mean, it's crazy. They every week, it's not even like a monthly podcast. They come out every week with a podcast about pens. It's called The Pen Addict. It's part of the Relay Network. And those fuckers are the nerdiest mofos you've ever met in your life. And this guy listens to it every week. Like, it's just so good. You wouldn't think so, but it's kind of addicting. Like, it's crazy. And there's a reason why I keep buying fountain pens, because those guys are like, oh, this is the best budget fountain pen you can buy. Like, okay, well, all right, I'll just pony up another $40 for a pen.
Wouldn't you technically say that according to human history, rotters are the original nerds?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, recorded history, so.
Yeah. Well, they're probably all, you just imagine those guys back in ancient Egypt fighting over the type of papyrus they're using.
Exactly. No, you need to get it from the Memphis region.
Yeah.
Oh, I got mine from Thebes.
That's great. All right, Drew, your next one.
Actually, Nate gave me a good idea. I had this award. I'm going to go ahead and bump it up. The My Favorite Video I Made This Year award. And it's for you two guys. If you made a video that you were like, man, I like that video. That was a good video. And the one that you're kind of like most proud of. It doesn't have to be the one that got the most views or the one that maybe made the most money. You know, Nate, if you have I don't know if you have more than like a dozen to choose from, but my personal one is actually a recent one. Day 2 of my 60-day challenge, I did BSPWM. It was a 28-minute video. I thought that was my favorite video that I've done this year. And it was, like I said, it was only about a week ago now, but yeah, I liked that video.
Nate, you want to go first? Because I'm racking my brain.
Probably be... Funny enough, I think mine would probably be the Debbie in the Stall on the MacBook, just because
that was good.
It was so stinking easy. And I was like, okay, wow, they've made a lot of improvements, because I was expecting to struggle for a while. So I was really impressed.
So I have it a lot harder than you guys because I put more videos out. Also, I have the shittiest memory out of the three of us. So asking me, so I'm actually literally scrolling through my channels like, oh, I did that video? I don't even remember doing that video. So I think my favorite one is probably the YouTube short I did a few weeks ago that was titled What Your Linux Distro Says About You. And it's basically just a few distros, then I had some pithy like one-liners to go along with them. So like Debbie was like, you really like old things or something like that. And Gentoo
was good. I like that. I like that short.
The Gentoo one was like, you really like watching grass grow, you know? And so it was things like that. So I think that's my favorite one. It's also definitely is my best performing short, 147,000. So that was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, you cannot predict what does well in a short, because who knows how that shit works. Anyways, That was a good one, Drew. What was your video today? I didn't catch it.
Awesome WM was day 9. Yep.
That will have to be something I watch after the podcast. Cool. Nate, your next one.
So I am going to do the most improved of the year. Okay, guys, I understand. I like to hate them too, but the fact of the matter is NVIDIA drivers have absolutely done a lot better this year, to the point that, well, I released a video about Handbrake and how good that using the Eve1 encoder actually can compress your file size. And I did it on an RTX 4060. And it did not take long at all.
Makes me think I should switch to Nvidia. I really want to build a new computer, guys, but I can't. Like the RAM prices would bankrupt me. This guy was
so on your keyboards.
Oh, wow. That's just fighting words. Wow.
I can't believe you just said that to me.
Hey, you told me to sell monitors, so that's payback.
You know, that's true. Fair game.
Just saying.
Fair play. That's good. All right. First off, asshole. I will not be selling one of my keyboards. I thought I did think about it, but I was like, nah. I'll sell my. I have a couple iPads that I can sell eventually. I'll do that instead. Anyways, so my next one is Docker Container of the Year. So I don't know again how long this has been around, but I discovered it just a few months ago. Now I'm a big fan of Calibre. I host all of my ebooks myself. I get them through various means, through the authors' websites and all sorts of stuff. I've completely divorced myself from getting anything from Kindle. I just will not buy anything from them. I want to have the ability to download my stuff. And when they took that away, I was like, you know what? Nope, I'm done. I'm moving on. So I've been using Calibre for a long time. It's pretty good, but the UI is atrocious. I mean, like, I really wish that someone would throw a couple dollars at that project just for UI design. But so I used it for a while, but then I started looking for something a little bit different, and I found something called Booklore. Booklore wins the award for Docker Container of the Year. It is Calibre, but better and awesomely designed. Like, it's so good. It is hosted in a Docker container. You do access it through your web browser, but it offers all of the features that Calibre offers. Has a really great organizational ability, so you can set rules. So like if you've read a book, once you set it to read, it will put it on the read shelf. You can do the same thing for ones that you've DNF'd. You know, you can move it to the DNF shelf. You can create your own shelves. You can send things to your Kindle. If you're still using Kindle to read your stuff, you can send it via email, just like you can with Calibre. You can use the OPDS platform to hook up to several apps, which will give you access to your library on the road, which is awesome. There's just a ton of stuff that you can do with Booklore. It's amazing. It's constantly being updated and improved. It's just really, really good. So if you are into books and you like to self-host your stuff, Booklore, definitely check it out. By far the Docker Container of the Year. It's the one I've been using the absolute most. So good. Drew, your next one.
The At Least It's Not a Snap Award, and that goes to every other package format around. The joke is, you might be a Linux nerd if you spend 20 minutes explaining why Flatpak is superior to someone who just wanted to install VLC.
The real joke there is that Drew wouldn't touch a Flatpak with a 10-foot pole.
No, I was actually more thrown at George Castro, but okay.
I was gonna say, do you even have Flatpak installed on your system?
Not one. No, not at all.
I mean, I know at one point you did have one.
Yeah, it was like a markdown editor or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, long since gone though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Nate, you're full on Flatpaks for a lot of your stuff now, right?
Oh yeah, I'm on Cosmic. That's what they use. That's their main actual application store.
Yeah, I have 5, I think. Way less than I used to, just because the NixOS repositories are so good. I mean, there's just so much stuff there. But yeah, I don't know if I'd win that award or not, mainly because I think snaps are actually better than Flatpaks in some situations now. I don't know if that makes me lose my nerd card or not, guys, but I think snaps are better sometimes. The loop
My joke doesn't work at all now. Okay, thanks. Appreciate that.
I'm just saying that they're faster and they're more secure and they oftentimes install faster. I mean, Flatpak has the bigger repository, I suppose, but I don't know. It's just snaps, I think, are better. Neither here nor there. Nate, your next one.
I'm actually going to piggyback off of that and use Linux Myth Busting Award, and that's snaps and Flatpaks. Because basically people will say, well, Linux don't have any apps. That's totally not true. There's tons of apps that you can get access to.
Yeah. I think that do you think that the reason why that stereotype is still around is because of Adobe?
Yes, it's literally just Adobe, and it's only Adobe. And frankly, I wish people would get off of Adobe.
Yeah. I mean there's like the smidgen, like 1% of people who care about AutoCAD, but like everything else is 100% Adobe. So
yeah.
Fuck you, Adobe. All right. My next one is, so this one's also kind of self-hosted stuff, but it's the biggest self-host. And I'd actually like you guys to give this award out as well. Sorry to drop it on you, but seeing as how Drew did it earlier, I feel justified. The biggest self-hosted win of the year, the thing that you started self-hosting this year that you're actually the most proud of. For me, I'm completely moved away from streaming services in terms of music. I'm done with them. I don't have a single subscription as of like 2 days ago. They're gone, and part of that is because I found a way to re-download my entire music collection, and it was like, by the way, it's like 7 terabytes, by the way. It was nuts. It took ages because I downloaded them all in highest quality FLAC. Don't do that unless you have a lot of bandwidth and have no data caps. Thank God I don't have any, because I would have gotten called on the phone by my ISP. What the fuck is going on over there? But anyways, that's my biggest win of self-hosting. I'm so happy to just not have to pay $13 a month anymore to Spotify or Tidal or Apple Music, or sometimes all 4 of them at one time. It was just stupid. So that's mine. Drew, you got a self-hosting win of the year?
I don't know if it qualifies, but again, I'm going to say TrueNAS Scale. We talked about it in the lug, actually. If you're not joining us on the lug, you're missing out, guys. Because I did talk about TrueNAS Scale. I talked about Fresh RSS as well as Link Warden. All of these are fantastic. And yeah, I could pick basically any of them, but TrueNAS Scale is the one I'm going to go with. It's the one I kind of like use as my actual home directories. So yeah, TrueNAS Scale.
Yeah, that's a good one. Nate, what about you?
Mine would actually be Jellyfin. I finally pulled the Plex cord all together, canceled everything, and even told them to delete my account because I went straight Jellyfin for everything. And it's about 14 times faster. When I hit a video, it actually just starts playing instead of trying to pull up the web. Just
pro tip, don't add 5 terabytes of music on there because you'll no longer think it's fast. So I'm just don't do that. There's the funny thing is like Subsonic does a pretty good job with it. Like it's not slow at all. But Jellyfin just spogs right down once I added in my music. But once I took it out, you're right, it's really very fast. And even that's even without transcoding. Like I don't have any of the GPU stuff set up. It's just lickety split. I too moved away from Plex this year. Drew, you've been using Jellyfin for a long time, right?
No, I used Plex for a long time, and I'm still using Plex.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have no problem. I mean, I mentioned this again, lug shout out. I don't use a Dockerized or a containerized Plex or Jellyfin. I have a dedicated machine for Plex, and it does have transcoding, and so it works. It works well. That's all I'm going to say. And it hasn't been updated. I mean, I do update it, but not very often, and it works. It works.
It'll be interesting. Do you foresee there's something that Plex could do to sour the experience so much that you'd need to move off from it?
I mean, I don't use like their live television, the Plex Live TV. The only live television I use is by way of my over-the-air antenna. So no-ish, but never say never. I really have been thinking about just creating a dedicated server and running Jellyfin just to do like a comparison, apples to apples type comparison. So, but I want to make it like I said, on its own dedicated machine so that it is truly looking at each one individually. So, but yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to moving. That's for sure.
For me, it was all every time I launched Plex, they added something new to the sidebar that you couldn't remove. And that drove me bonkers. Like, dude, I don't want stuff there. Like I want to, and I don't know if it does it for you, but they were always adding it to the top of the queue. So I had to, you could move it down, but it was just there. It's crap. All right, Drew, your next one.
The I'll just compile it from source award goes to anyone who just looked at the install TXT and says, well, how hard could this be? And then spent an enormous amount of time trying to compile something from source. Good luck, friends. Good luck. Those are the people also that went 4 hours later. I think I'll just use the app image instead.
I've never said I'll just use the app image instead. I'm just, that's not a thing. And Flatpak maybe, but never app image. All right, Nate, your next one.
So mine would be the Linux Community Educator of the Year. And this is someone that releases videos to educate people about Linux. It was kind of split between two. So I'll give an honorable mention to DistroTube. But to me, Learn Linux TV is the main guy.
He's
that
gold.
I would say definitely go watch if you want to be educated about Linux.
For sure. Like,
He's gold.
His awesome playlist, like, I mean, his new stuff is good too. But if you need to learn Proxmox, his Proxmox playlist is just spectacular. I mean, it's just so good. And I have emailed him to try to get him on the podcast, by the way, but haven't heard back. Probably a business email. But anyways, good stuff there, Nate. Oh, and DT's actually been doing those video man pages.
Yeah.
I just want to applaud him for continuing to do that, despite the fact that they don't get a lot of views, because I think that over time they will. Those are awesome. That's a great idea. I wish I'd had it. So, go DT. All right. So, my next one is color scheme of the year. Now, I know what you guys thinking. It's going to be Grovebox, but it's not. It's not. Grovebox wins.
Did we guess? Can we guess what you're...
No, you can, because you wouldn't get it. Theme of the century would go to Grovebox. Theme of the year goes to Kanagawa. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Kanagawa.
No, you got it right. Yeah.
It's awesome. Like, it's so good. It's got flavors of so many different themes in it, and it just goes together very well. It's like someone took Capuchin and One Dark and some Nord and just kind of made them look good together. It's really, really, really good. So if you are interested in a color scheme, you haven't heard of Kanagawa before, very, very good. It's probably my second favorite right now, behind, of course, Grovebox, which is will never be dethroned as the best ever. All right, Drew, your next one.
So this is going to appeal to you guys, and probably everybody in the chat as well gets another tick to the box. The My Family Thinks I Work in IT award goes to everybody in this chat and everybody on this podcast, every Linux user who is asked to fix a Windows computer by their loved ones.
Yeah, it applies to everybody in the Linux community, pretty much, especially if you've installed Linux for someone. You know, like you're automatically signed up for calls at 3 a.m. when it, doesn't boot.
The weird thing is, it's like your technical expertise might be hidden in the fact that you just click the next more confidently than anybody else too, I
don't know if I win this award though, because I actually own a business.
Like you are actually IT, yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta.
But even before that, Nate, you were tech support.
Oh, before that, yeah, I was doing it for free. So yeah.
So I think it's funny because a lot of my family, not only like my immediate family, but the more extended family who consider me like the tech person, are all Windows users. And the thing is, I know very little about Windows. I mean, I used to know a lot about Windows, but now my Windows knowledge is not very good. Other than I know that I don't like it, I don't want to use it, and I'd prefer nobody else uses it. That's the end of my knowledge. So whenever anybody calls me, like I used to work with this guy named Brent, and we're not even really all that close anymore because I stopped working at Kroger, I don't know, 15 years ago. And he still calls me every once in a while, like, having computer problems, and he uses Windows like I do. I don't know about Windows, so what I recommend is, like, dude, get your disk out and do a nuke and pave. That's my recommendation for every Windows problem. Either just fucking Google it. Google's gonna know way more than I will, but they think that because I know how to nuke and pave really, really well, like I'm a professional at reinstalling Windows, they think I know shit. Which is not true. Like I couldn't solve a registry problem if someone asked me to. I wouldn't even know what tools to use. So there's that.
Easy. It's called Google. You learn what to search for.
That's
in order to fix stuff.
I mean, that's probably the same on Linux, but it just feels more annoying on on Windows because it's Windows. Next, finish, Control, Delete. Okay, so if you're on a Linux computer, a lot of distros actually do have Control, Delete. Just to let you know. I don't know if a lot of people knew that, but yeah, you can actually, and a lot of distros do Control, Delete. All right, so my next one is most improved window manager. Now I'm going to call these window managers until the day I die because Wayland Compositors is the dumbest shit ever. I have two for this one, a main one and an honorable mention. The main one is Hyperland. Despite the fact that I am having problems with Hyperland at the moment, I'm blaming that on NixOS, not Hyperland itself. There was a time where you couldn't use Hyperland as a daily driver because they just constantly were updating it. It was constantly breaking. Every time WL Roots released a new update, it would break. Now that he has his own WL Roots or whatever he's calling it, it's much, much more stable. Yeah, I've had some... you still have breaking changes because VAX3 is incapable of keeping things the same. But for the most part, this year was the year Hyperland became usable for a lot of people. And it's amazing. Especially since version like 48 or 49, it's been just rock solid for the vast majority of that time. Again, I'm having some problems with it now, but I can blame that mostly on the version that's in the NixOS repo, or maybe it's just something that's on my computer. But anyways, the honorable mention is Neri, because Neri came out... it didn't come out this year. I think it's been around for a while, but this year was the year it became... something that if you wanted to, you could actually use as a daily driver. And it's kind of come onto the scene to the point where a lot of people are actually using it. So those are my most improved window managers of the year. Drew, your next one.
I think Nate, are you up, Nate? Did you miss one, Nate?
Yeah.
Did I skip Nate?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nate, then. Sorry.
I posted it in YouTube. I said I got skipped. Matt salty about me suggesting to sell his keyboards.
I think it was because you responded to Drew, and I just assumed that was you going. So, you know me. I'm actually. I don't know if you guys knew this, but I'm actually here doing the podcast by myself. I'm not listening to the word you guys saying. So Nate, then Drew, and we'll figure out a new order. Go ahead, Nate.
So okay, now it works on my machine award. DaVinci Resolve.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
You know what?
Good night, everybody.
I'm glad I skipped that motherfucker. I can skip him all the rest of the night, asshole.
Still have it on there too. Still works.
You see this? It's like Bruce Almighty playing that note all night, buddy. Douchebag. Drew, go ahead.
Actually, I'm out. I'm tapping out.
Okay, Nate, you got some more. I
got three more.
Okay, go ahead and do all three.
My next one is the Desktop Linux Advocate of the Year Award, and I'm sorry, it has to go to PewDiePie. I mean, the dude just absolutely is telling people, "Hey, go use Linux. It still works for gaming." So, Linux Myth Busting Award, I did that one. Let me back up. Oh, Most Annoying Person of the Year Award. It's people that should stay on Windows, but brags about every time they move to Linux, even though you know they're going to go back to Windows in a couple of days. And I'm going to tap out at that one.
Okay. All right. So I have three more. I already did the podcast of the year one. All right. So for me, they're all, well, two of them are non-Linux. One of them is technology related. So the book of the year for me is Ready Player One. Fantastic book. I've read it now 3 times this year. It's a very, very good book. 5 stars every single time I read it. It's just a very, very good book. I have not read the sequel yet. I'm always very cautious about sequels because they never live up to the billing of the first one. So, book of the year, Ready Player One. If you haven't read it, by the way, it's a mixture of sci-fi and a little bit of fantasy. It's very good. It's lit RPG, but it's also not really lit RPG. But it's just good. All right. As for Blogger of the Year, despite the fact that I called him out for getting me onto fountain pens earlier, Joel, I'm not sure what his name is, but his website is joelchrono.xyz. Fantastic blogger. I copy everything he does and just make them my own ideas. It's because it's just that good. And my last one is actually also blogging related. Is that I wrote is the script of the year. And I'd like to actually have you guys, if you guys would like to share your script of the year as well. My script of the year is called Matt Blog. And basically what it does, because I blog on 3 different platforms now, or 3 different websites, and I need a good way to do blog posts, edit the drafts, push to those Hugo sites, all that stuff. So I wrote a gigantic blog script that will create blog posts in the draft folder. It will create the different types of blog posts I'll do, like I do a video one or a link one or whatever. And it does for all those sites, and it'll also update those sites if I want to. It goes through Rofi. Fantastic little, it's not a little script, it's like 2,000 lines long, but still. That's my script of the year. Drew, do you have a script that you're most proud of this year?
Okay, so project-wise, I do have kind of a project that has scripts in it, and it's actually twofold. So one is the Helium Deb Builder project that I have. So what it does is it takes and builds a Debian file for the Helium browser. And then there is a Helium Deb repo. So every time I create that Deb file, it gets moved into this repo. And then if anybody has added it, then you can get updated. You could just go sudo apt update, and it will update your Helium.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nate, you have a script of the year that you'd like to share?
I am a little disappointed Drew did not say butter notes.
I was this close.
Okay. Mine would actually probably be the fact that I have to script in anal for Nala.
I love dyslexia. It just makes the best thing it's ever.
Every time.
Yeah. There's actually been a new one that's been going around for me. I can't. It's the alias that I use for rebuilding my Nix flake is just SW. And there's some reason why I always type in WS. But I know for a fucking fact that if I went into the alias file and made it WS, I'd start typing SW. Like, I just know it's going to happen. So I just leave it as it is, and I just suffer through like I have to.
I will say, I actually did create a script to put all of my applications that I need into one script, and I'm actually pretty proud of that one.
Nice.
Maybe I'll release it one day.
So I wrote a TLC OS script, which would basically install my NixOS stuff when I first started using NixOS. By the way, I'm pretty sure I deleted the repository so nobody can use it. It'd probably set your computer on fire. So it's not a good script, but it was I had all these vaunted plans, like, I'm going to release my own distro before Drew does.
Probably true.
No, it's not. It's not. Don't worry about it, man. You got plenty of time. It ain't gonna happen. I took one look at, and that was just because you could do it with Nix, where you just basically download the configuration file, and I was taking the easy way out, and it still didn't fucking work. I can't even imagine doing an actual real distro. It'd be horror stories. All right. Anyway, so those are the TUXIE Awards for 2025. I think those are great. So if you have your own awards to give out, you can leave them in the chat now or in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you. What are your winners for 2025? But we have one more thing to do, and that is the final nuggies section of the year. So if you aren't familiar with the podcast, the nuggies are basically our picks of the week, the things that we've discovered that we'd like to share with you guys and just kind of talk about for a few minutes. So, Drew, your nuggie of the week.
I am ill prepared, so I will take what D-Dubs just said in the chat and say Butter ZSH is my nuggie of the week. He has been using this my Butter ZS. I think I might have used this before, haven't I? I don't recall, but anyway, okay. I'm just going to go with Butter ZSH. It's something that I had worked on that D-Dub says is really good. So.
All right. What does it do?
It's much like Butter Bash in that it has compartmentalized all of your like aliases and functions into a .config/bash directory, and there's a lot that goes into that. Mostly the aliases, the functions, and the like, and so it's a compartmentalized ZSH is what it is.
Okay, Nate, your nuggie of the week.
I mean, could it be anything else? Cosmic 1.0 is released, and if you haven't tried it, I highly recommend it because it is actually very good. And with the optional tweak settings, you can make it look really nice and still be very much functional. And I'm kind of excited to see what they do from here. But yeah, that is my nuggie of the rest of the nuggie of the year.
We should have done Nuggies of the Year. That would have been a good thing to do. Missed opportunities. Actually, I think we did those last year. Did we not do Nuggies of the Year last year somewhere? I don't know. It seems familiar. All right. We can't remember shit, guys. What the hell we do? All right. I'm glad I'm not the only one that doesn't remember anything. Anyways, my Nuggie of the week is one that I'm actually not using all that much anymore. So I mentioned earlier when we were talking about Jellyfin how it slowed way down once I added all the crazy amount of music that I've downloaded. And so I needed something that would actually play music without bogging down. And I found Navidrome. Navidrome is what I host my my subsonic server with. And so I have that, but the UI is kind of garbage. So I was looking for something that looked a little bit nicer in there. I found this thing called AirSonic. And it is basically Spotify in your web browser. It is hosted in a Docker container. It's very, very good. It's very, very fast. It allows you to control any subsonic server. So if you're using Navidrome or Open Subsonic or something like that, you could use that. Anytime I'm in the browser and I want to listen to music, that's what I use. I did actually spend some time over the course of the last few weeks making my own TUI for subsonic. So I've been using that more. I call that very creatively Sonic TUI. It turns out once you start actually developing programs, you're just as bad at naming things as all the other open source developers out there. It's like a plague. I can't name shit either. Turns out naming stuff is really fucking hard. So I just I created a small script that will post my blog post to Mastodon, and very creatively I called it Poster. Like, come on, what else are you call it? All right, and I made my homepage. What did I call it? I called it homepage. So, all right. Anyways, so AirSonic is my Nuggie of the week. And that, guys, is a wrap. So, first off, for all of you guys who have watched or listened or participated in the live stream or came to a lug or whatever in 2025, thank you so very much for having us in your homes, in your cars, wherever you listen to us. We really, really do appreciate it. I mean, seriously, it wouldn't be nearly as fun if it was just us three old dudes in a Jitsi call just yapping at each other for nothing. We have a lot of fun watching the chat. We have fun interacting with the comments and stuff like that. So thank you guys so very much. Just thank you. And also, just for me personally, I want to thank these two gentlemen for sticking with me throughout the entire year. Here's to many more ahead of us. So thank you, Drew. Thank you, Nate, for being my wonderful co-host. You guys are amazing.
Well, let me do this properly.
Yeah, you got to doff the cap. Okay, so there's my thanks out. So coming in 2026, we will be back. I don't remember the name. It's like January 6th or something like that. Don't quote me on that. It's like the first full Tuesday in the month or something like that. I don't know. The first week of January, we'll be back with our regular Tuesday night schedule. So if you want to watch us live, 8:00 p.m. Eastern time, starting back in January. We do have some plans. We have a nice list of people that we're going to invite. We'll have some return guests as well that we'll try to get back on. So we're going to have a lot of fun next year. We have some plans for doing some like application reviews and maybe distro reviews. We didn't really care for the distro stuff, but the application stuff was fun. So we may end up doing some of that stuff. So 2026 looks like it's going to be an awesome year. So stick with us. Make sure you're subscribing and all that stuff. If you want to get in contact with us because you have ideas or you have comments or whatever, the best way to get a hold of us is via email. The email address is email@thelinuxcast.org. You can find all of our contact information at thelinuxcast.org/contact. The website there you can explore that has episodes all the way back to season 1 if you want to go check out that stuff for whatever reason. Trust me, it is definitely better now than it was there at the beginning, but I mean, I'm being honest when I just say it's not that much better. Anyways, you can go back and binge all the way back to season 1. It's fantastic if you want to do that. Let me know how that goes for you and if it causes you mental strife. I'm not actually responsible for that shit. Let's see, what else do I have to say? Oh, Drew is Just a Guy Linux. He's in the middle of a challenge himself. So, Drew, you're on day 9?
Yep, day 9 came out today.
So day 9 of the 60 videos in 60 days challenge at Just a Guy Linux on YouTube. Go check that stuff out. The Qtile one was excellent. It was very, very good. So Also, as you get further in, I'm beginning to have more confidence in your ability to finish. So
that's one of us.
I'm just saying, it's not that I really doubted you to begin with. I was just, I was like, I looked at it like, I couldn't do that. So there's no way Drew could do it. That was such a rude thing to say, man, but it's true.
Wow.
Like nobody can do that kind of thing. Like you can't publish 60 videos in 60 days. It's just bonkers.
Yeah. I don't
what
know.
are you thinking, Drew? I wanted to
I don't know.
Drew, what are you doing, man?
Especially during the holidays. This is gonna be tough.
I know it's like gonna be like Christmas Day, and he's like, God, I gotta fucking publish a video. Let me ask you this question, actually, Drew, before I give Nate his shout out. Do you foresee being burnt out on YouTube by the time the 60 days are?
Already.
So
I never do like this many videos ever. Like 9 videos in a row. Holy smokes. Yeah. No. So yeah, I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best.
I think I do have faith in you, but I'm very curious if you'll be like a shriveled husk at the end of the 60 days. Like I'm fucking done with, like, you guys are gonna have to do the podcast on your own. I'm not touching a video camera for the next year. Anyways, Nate Picks Tech World on YouTube. He does more hardware related stuff. Whether you did do the Debian install, which was like, didn't Drew like trademark that shit? I mean, you could it seems like there should have been some royalties given there, but anyways, Nate Picks Tech World on YouTube. Check both of these guys out if you haven't subscribed to them yet. This is like the most rambly ending ever, so I'm just gonna shut up before I get emotional or something and start crying, because I'm not gonna see you guys until January. So happy holidays, everybody, from the Linux Cast. We will see you in 2026, and I have no hat to doff. So, see you guys later.